Hello, this is Elaine with Antelope Beads, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a necklace with a Josephine knot. I'm going to start by just tying the knot with this 5mm nylon cord, and then I'm going to retie it, incorporating some beads into it so I can make a necklace. And then lastly I'm going to show you some samples that'll give you some other ideas as to what you can do with this knot. So to start with, I've got about 30 inches of cord here. I'm going to form a loop pretty much in the middle, and I'll start by taking one side and just making a loop underneath the other side. Okay. And again, this is sort of the center of my piece here. My next step, I'm going to take the second cord, I'm going to lay it over my loop underneath the first cord, and now you see I've sort of formed a pretzel, and I'm just going to weave right down through this pretzel. So I'm going to go over, under, over, and under, and then I'll start to tighten the knot up. And the best way to do that is to pull the two sides of the pretzel, and you can leave a big loop in the middle, little loop, okay? And just keep working that until it's tightened to your satisfaction. And there is a Josephine knot. Okay, now let's make a necklace using this same cord. I'm going to start by stringing some beads onto the cord. I'm going to start with this kazuri bead, and then I'll put on a 12mm O-ring and some silver jump rings. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay. And then I'm going to tie my knot with these beads right in the center of it. There we go. Okay. Okay. And these are just going to kind of float around, and that's okay. I'm going to pretty much start from the middle, but it doesn't hurt if the side that I start with is just a little bit shorter. So I'll start by, again, making my loop with the one side, and then I'll take the cord, lay it over the loop, underneath the first cord, and then I see my donut here, and I'm just going to weave right down through that. So under, over, under, and then we've got, you can already see that we've got our knot going. Now I'm going to want to tighten this up so that my two ends end up pretty much equal. I've left myself some extra room on this cord so I can trim one end if it's a little longer than the other, but I'm going to just start by sort of pulling my longer end, and then again best way to tighten this is just by pulling those two opposite loops apart. And this just takes a minute and a little bit of patience, okay, until I get it where I want it. Okay. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I'll go ahead and put some beads up the side. Again, I'll put an O-ring, a jump ring, bead, jump ring, and an O-ring up one side. I'll do the same thing on the other side. And that kind of just gives a little bit of a festive look with those extra rings on there. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. And there's our basic necklace. And the last step would be then to cut these cords to the size I want them and glue them into this clasp. So what I would do is take a pair of sharp scissors and measure up what I think is going to be about 8 or 9 inches, probably right to here. Cut that, okay. Make sure the other one is the same size, cut that. Doesn't hurt to have a little scotch tape on the end of this, but I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of, use a little lighter to sort of melt those ends. Again, this is nylon, so I can just kind of seal those little ends. There we go. And as I do for any leather or cord, I'm going to put a couple of drops of super new glue right into the end of the clasp. Swirl it around to make sure it coats the sides, and put my cord right in there. Hold that for a couple of minutes. And then I will pick up my other side. Again, I'll just melt those little ends so they don't give me any trouble when I try to put them into the clasp. Take the other side of the clasp, 2 or 3 drops of glue, swirl it around, put the cord in, and I've got my finished necklace. That's a fun little piece there. And then here are some other things you can do with a Josephine knot. This bracelet, we've actually done Josephine knots using a double strand of 1.5 millimeter leather, and we've sort of spread them out and then finished this laying it over a 20 millimeter piece of flat leather. And here's another piece where we've actually made a bail with a Josephine knot. We did a coil knot on the top of this pendant right over the 2 strands of leather, and then we tied a Josephine knot at the top. Finished this with a couple of cord ends and a clasp. So it really has lots of applications. I hope you have fun with this technique. Please visit us at antelopebeads.com to see more videos and to look at some of our other ideas and inspirations. Thank you so much.